Hello my loves, it's Kasha Plannerista 101. So it's this time of year again where we go over what has worked this year, what I'm doing for next year. So honestly, this system has worked for me quite well, except one part of it, which was budget, which I'm going to switch back to what I was doing last year. Outside of that, I think pretty much everything works. So let me show you what it looks like, what my planner looks like in general. So I am going to be setting up my 2023 planner in a separate video. I'm still waiting for my new cover, and once I have that, I'm gonna move on and create the planner. So my planner has, this is the deluxe snap and cover. It is a happy planner one, and then I have this vellum from Live Love Posh. It's multiple years old and still holds so well. And then I have my vision board, you guys. So my vision board is humongous, but I did that so I could fit all of the pictures that I wanted, and I didn't have to do them tiny. So this is family and friends. I did spend so much more time with family and friends, and I was able to see girlfriends a lot more, and we were able to host family a couple of times, so that was good. Personal development, I think I have grown as a person in general, so that has worked out with spirituality. Finances, we are on track, which is good. Career, working on that. I mean, I love my job, and eventually I do want to climb up. And our home is almost ready, so like almost everything is done. And at home we have all of the furniture pieces, so now we just sit back and enjoy, which is what I love. And I did put some goals up here, which, as you can see, all of this stuff is here, things I'm waiting for. So I usually keep a list of my orders up here, and then I have my work planner. So each of these, so this is one planner that combines 7 planners in here. So I have catch-all, wellness, which is 2 planners, journal, social media, which is a dashboard, budget, and then I have extra. So let me show you how that works, and then I'll show you what I did this year in my planners, and then we'll move on to the new ones and what it's going to be. So like I said, this is the first, and then my work planner is the Work Plus Lifeline from the Happy Planner. So I'll show you an empty week. So here we go. This is what my empty week looks like. So did I find planner piece this year? Yeah, for the most part. I haven't missed practically a day of planning at any point this year. I've been really happy with my system. It works really well. So this is the planner that I'm talking about, that I'm using for work. It does go from July of 2022 to June of 2023. So I'm going to be continuing to use this for work for the next 6 months, and then I'm going to decide what to do next. But I mean, again, I don't use this cover. I use my own setup here. And I was thinking of switching it to this cover, but I flipped my book back so much, like this, when I write at work, that that cover would not work. So, and this planner does, I mean, it holds up pretty well because it does go to work with me 5 times a week. And then it sits on my desk at home after that. So this is what my weeks look like most of the time. Obviously, I'm only working 2 days up here because that's the Thanksgiving week. But normally, this is how I break it down. So I have meetings, and then I have my to-dos. And then if I need extra, I keep some daily pages in the back that I will just pop in write the day and write out if I have a lot of tasks. If I'm working on bigger projects and bigger items, that just goes here because I don't need as much space to write out what I need to do. So that's how it's been working. I did switch this in June from an hourly planner. The hourly just didn't have enough room, and not all of the things I need to schedule are hourly. So there we go. Anyway, so next up is my catch-all. So again, I just put my name, I put all of the stuff, so perpetual calendar, and here we go. I only keep 1 month at a time in my planner. So I don't know if that makes a difference to any of you. I do all of my future planning that I need to do. Give me 1 second. I just want to find one little cheat sheet I have. Okay. So I do all of my future planning in here or in my phone, and then I transfer it into my planner. So this is what I use as my catch-all. What goes in here is any tasks I need to do for home or bills or a video. It's kind of like a director. If I have a dinner plan or anything like that, all of that goes in here. Like I start filling it out very early. So I just filmed this yesterday. You can already see it's halfway filled in with things I need to do. So I'll schedule some cleanings of areas of the house. I'll do, like I will decide to do a meal plan on Monday. And I'm gonna sit down and do that. Then I have some, so I schedule myself with stuff that I need to do, and then I go from there. Normally this planner is super neutral. It looks like this. It makes me so happy that's so neutral. So I stuck with it the whole year. So that was my catch-all. So let me show you what it looks like as far as the planner goes. So this was the planner for the catch-all. And again, when I'm done with the month, so when November is done, it's going to go back into here. And then I'm going to pull December out. So that's how that works. So the whole year is here. And I haven't changed anything. I haven't added anything. I love this planner. I love how neutral it was. I love the dark florals, like the dividers kept me going for days. Look how gorgeous. I loved this a lot. I thought it was extremely elegant and very like simplistic, minimalistic, but with florals. So like I said, this kept me going. So that's November's in here. And then when November's done, it goes back in here. So this was called Beauty in Florals. All of my planners are the same size, so I can Frankenplan them. So this one is all of them are classic size. So that's the best size for me to carry every day to work and have enough room to write everything. So that's kind of where I am with this. So that was Beauty in Florals. Next up is my wellness. So let's go over that. So wellness is 2 planners together. First is a meal planner from the Happy Planner that they have released. Again, I used it the whole year. For the first 5 months, I used it as my meal planner slash wellness, and then starting in May I switched this to meal planner only, and I think it worked out quite great because I had so much more space to actually track my wellness. So Happy Planner did not make another one of these this year. That layout is no longer available. I am super sad because this has worked so great for me. I'm going to have to search for a different solution, but I mean, look at you guys, look at this layout. And then I love these pages. I use these so much. So every month I would make a cheat sheet of meals for myself, and then another cheat sheet of grocery list. So when I was going grocery shopping, I would bring this with. flip it open and shop for whatever I needed, or if I was Instacarting, like all of those stuff was so much easier to do. Like look, all of my, so I have vegetarian ideas, plant-based ideas, chicken ideas, other breakfast snacks. So I even put snacks in here. And the reason is, you know how you're hungry and you're just searching in your pantry and you don't know what to grab? If you go here, it'll give you a healthier snack to choose from. So that's why I did that. So again, this layout is discontinued. I do have 6-month or 4-month extension back here. So if my idea that I have doesn't work out, I do have 4 months, and then I don't know if I'm going to create my own or what, but hopefully what I'm trying to do will work and it will be no big deal. So again, this was the meal planner. I know a lot of you guys ask why I don't take these off. Well, the reason is because I don't really use these covers or planners. They sit on my shelf and they're practically unused except when I pull out months and put in months. So that's all. That was my meal planner. So that's part of my wellness. Again, November is in here. So all of my ideas, grocery shopping, which was done. So I'm going to be marking all of this off. And then meal plans, which is great, right? So second section of my wellness is a wellness planner. So this one is listen to your heart. Look at this coffee and Planner Mom spread. So this one started in January. I found it on sale for like a couple bucks in May. I think it was like $10 or something like that. And I wanted to try it. I was like, for 10 bucks, it's worth to try this layout. And I love it. I'm actually surprised how much I love it. So now I'm able to track my mood and sleep and medication and movement and food and all the things that I need to track without really cramping it into one planner. So this one is done at December. I have four months in here that are unused. I will be keeping them just in case I need a empty spread or something like that, or if I'm going to be making a spread for someone, I will keep this. So that's my wellness. Again, it's called Listen to Your Heart. It was super inexpensive, an empty layout. Let's see, looks like this. So the way Happy Planner made this was intention, nourish, movement, and take note. And then they gave you prompts for journaling. Well, I have a separate journal, so I use this part for decorating. This is my movement and meds. This is still my nourish, so my meals. And then this one is sleep and mood instead of intention, because instead of intention, I rather do that and track how I am. A lot of times my mood is affected by what I ate the day before or how I slept. So I like to track those things. So again, that was my wellness. So that's my whole wellness section. The next section I have is my journal. And here, and even the way I set this up is very intentional. So work gets used the most. So that's my first planner in the thing. The second one is my catch-all because I flip to it all the time. And then my wellness, I sit down twice a day, one around lunchtime and then one after dinner, where I sit down and fill it in. And then every morning with a cup of tea or coffee, I journal. So this is my creative journal. This planner is called Sophisticated Florals. It is a vertical layout. It is 12 months. And I stuck in most of my planners for the whole year, you guys. It's pretty exciting. It's super exciting. So as you guys know, if you follow me, probably one of my favorite planners because of what I get to do. The dividers in here simply stunning. So simplistic, so elegant. This was definitely right up my alley, and I loved working in this planner, like a lot. Look at these, like they're stunning, right? And then there's not a week that I skipped. So Valentine's week, February, I at the end of the, oh, look at this one. This is like a vintage one, celestial one with like stars and stuff. So every month I write my best memory in here to kind of summarize the month. But look at this, like succulents. I loved working with this. This is probably one of my favorite spreads. I love having girls in my spreads, so I really like that one. I mean, all of these bring so many memories. Look at this, like I really enjoyed working with this one. So there was a lot of good spreads in here. I will be doing a flip through at the end of the year of all of these planners. So again, this is the journal, and that's, I'm still going to be keeping a journal. This one is an outdated planner. So I have the modern year, which ran from July 2021 to June 2022. And then I added an outdated 21 planner called New Day. And I always cover up this side of my page, so it wasn't a big deal. But I still had to redate all of this, you guys. You see that? Everything's redated. So I am going to be switching this to a regular dated planner. Also dashboard is going to continue. So we shall see. Yeah. Not that I mind redating it very much, but it's not like super fun, okay? It's not extremely fun. Okay, and the last planner that I have in here that I took out is my budget. So this is the part of it that it's not working at all. So I purchased this Budget by Paycheck workbook from the Budget Mom. And I think if you have a lot of that, or if you have a very robust budget, this will work for you. Me and my boyfriend are kind of simple. We don't have a lot of that outside of like my car, I think, and the house. We really don't have a lot of that. And we don't spend a ton of money. We're, I think, very comfortable where we are. We are saving. So I don't think I need as much, and I don't pay with cash. I pay with cards to maximize my points, and then those get paid off every single month. So this really didn't work for me, and I'm gonna go back to what I was using before. So I'll show you this in just 1 second. But that's what I was in 2022. So all of my planners that I was using, like I said, most of it worked. The only thing that didn't work was the budget, but no big deal. So let's get into 2023. Like I said, this one stays the same. So that's going to be my work. Work is going to stay the same. The nice thing about this work and life planner is that it gives you a page up here, right? So you can set goals, focus, important dates, to-do lists. You have a full page note. So I have, this is usually where I put all of my meetings that are pre-scheduled way in advance. I set up some goals for my work. Then I put my main focus. I will write a general to-do list that I like, projects that I'm working on. Then these I leave usually for my big meetings. I have 2 huge big meetings with my boss every single month. So that's where I write notes. And then, like I said, meetings, to-do list, meetings, to-do list. And then it goes on. And at the end, you get another blank page of notes. So that's the other meeting. So one is I have 2 meetings a month with my boss where they're kind of check-ins, and that's where we write goals. Again, this planner is super minimalistic, and I really, really like it. I can't show you inside because I do work in healthcare, and there's HIPAA compliance that doesn't let me do that. But I can show you the dividers. So for the next 6 months, this will be my work home, and we shall see where I go from there. But for now, that's what it's going to be. Okay. So that's work, stays the same, work plus life. Okay. For my catch-all, I was thinking I will stay with the dark florals. So I had beauty in florals this year. I'm thinking of simply switching it to a different name, which is the botanicals. Let me show you this planner. I am obsessed with the inside of this cover, like absolutely stunning. So we have the welcome page, year at a glance. This will be my future planning, which this is a 12-month planner. I'm hoping to stay the same for the whole year in it. It is still extremely neutral. This is the monthly, this is the weekly. So the only difference between these is that every other month it has either dots or little stripes in between, which is not a big deal. Look at this, so pretty. I love plants. I love, love, love this. So I love all of these dividers. So I think this will stay as my catch-all. So same thing, not much changing, still vertical, still classic size, still dark dividers, and neutral inside. So that's the back note page. Look how beautiful. And then the inside cover. If you have this planner, let me know. If you guys have the same planners as me, message me or comment down below. Let me know if you guys are staying a whole year in your planners, or if you needed a change, or if you just got bored. Like, I want to know. So this is 2023. It's lovely. It's truly, truly lovely. I can't say good enough things about this. And then wellness. So my next idea, like you guys know, like you saw, wellness is 2 sections of my planner. So what we're going to do is, because they don't make the meal planner anymore, I'm going to take this Frosted Blooms, which is a Frosted Deluxe planner. So that means these are metal discs. And I'm going to go ahead and use this as my meal planner. So this is what I'm thinking, and hopefully it will work out. As always, I'll have some meal plans here. I will see if I am going to have to do like a revamp and maybe make this into my monthly meal ideas or something like that, and go from there. So we shall see. And monthly, or maybe up here, I write all of my meal ideas. I don't know yet, but we shall see. The only thing that I was thinking is that my breakfast and lunch can be here, dinner and snacks can be here, and then this could be the decorative pieces where I can move it around. But in general, 2 of the boxes will be meals, and then 1 box will be decoration, since there's no more meal planner. But look how gorgeous these are. If you guys have the sticker book, it is stunning. Yes, it's very hard to look at because there's no white page in between those stickers, but it's a lovely, lovely sticker book. So here we go. Trust your soul. Like, look how beautiful these are. So that's how I'm going to be using the meal planner. That's one of the change, and it's not something that I wanted to change. It's just not available. The only other option is to create it, which I guess I could, but I have so many planners, you guys. If I can use it this way, why not? But if it doesn't work, then I'll be switching. we shall see. So that's the dashboard, and then this is the back. So the front has gold like spots on it, the back does not, but that will be my meal planner. And again, I'll be setting all of these up in a separate video, so if you want to join me for that, like wait for the video to come out and then join me. I'm waiting for my cover to come in, and then we'll go from there. This is a wellness layout called Nature and Nurture. As you can see, it is simply stunning. I am going to be using this, so there's 6 additional months of wellness in here. I'm going to be moving it to the other planner, so I'll have 6 months of additional empty spread, but if I need them, this is the page here at a glance, kind of perpetual calendar right here, or year at a glance too. People call this different things. And then we have the currently page, which I am using this right now the way it's set up. So my mind, my body, and myself, and then I decorate this and I kind of fill this in. And then the layout looks exactly like the other one. So I'm going to be renaming those 2 as well. I'm actually thinking of making stickers to cover this up and be done with, but we shall see. I have a limited time for stuff like that. So then we have August and patience too, I guess. So then we have August, like all of these, when they're foiled, this one is not, this is like pewter almost. It's kind of cool. And look at this, like I love these very neutral dividers, so I know I'm going to like this for sure. So we have November, December, and this is where I'm actually going to start. So we have January, February, March, April. I'll just show you really quick in case you're interested. These are still available. I've seen them available. So look at this purple foil. Cool, huh? Okay. So if you wanted to do a similar setup to mine, you're more than welcome. So again, that's my wellness. And that concludes my wellness section. Next up, like I showed you, was my journal. So the flowers are going to replace sophisticated florals. Both of them are florals. Both of them are gorgeous and stunning and neutral. And like I said, I wanted to keep things excuse me, the same as much as possible. I'm talking too much. That's what it is. So that's the welcome page, year at a glance. Very neutral. And then look at these dividers. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this one is exactly the same as the deep botanicals inside. The only difference is the dividers, which are gorgeous and neutral and beautiful. So this will replace my sophisticated florals perfectly. Excuse me. Okay, my throat is dry. So that's December. So there we go. That's my journal. Next up is going to be my social media. So this one is Creative Ingrid. It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. There's a dashboard layout. So as always, I'm going to be covering up the left side and working with the right. I won't have to redate this one. So there we go. This is the inside cover, which I think is stunning. Then we have the hello page, year at a glance, and the weekends are divided. That's nice. And then this is the divider. So we have monthly and then weeklies. So this will be covered. I'm gonna have to cover this. And then once I cover this, I will be good to go. Okay, so that's January. February changes color to green. So same thing. Then March is going to be purple. April changes to the same. So every 3 months it switches the colors. Okay, so let's take a look at the dividers. They are so gorgeous. This is probably my favorite divider, you guys, and this is the cover page. So flowers need time to bloom, so do you. Like, look at that too, so pretty. These are so gorgeous. If you have her sticker books, these match and they are absolutely stunning. So there we go. That's what it is. This is the back note, and then that is my social media. It worked well. There's nothing else to change. Next up is budget. So I am going to the same setup I had back in 2021. What I did in 2021 was took a monthly planner, which this is what that is. It's a monthly planner called Celestial. This is the monthly overview. And let me explain to you how this worked. So up here was kind of setting up some goals for January as far as financials. All of the bills due dates went up here. All of the credit cards with balances went up here. Some financial monthly goals. All of the bills that are on regular basis go here. I would set up some habits like no eating out or no coffee every day or whatever. And I did break a lot of these habits based on that. Top 3 priorities where if we were celebrating someone, I would budget to make sure that we budgeted for their dinner and a gift and all of that. And then these were for every day. So you get one of these blocks for every day, and that would be daily spending. So anything that was not on a budget, let's say, I don't know, stuff that changes, like groceries would go on here. My Happy Planner stuff would go on here. Like any online purchases, Amazon would go on here. Anything that's not a bill that is already like a utility or something. And then we would have a budget on this side. And then a review on this side. So I would budget everything we needed to do on that side. And then we would do kind of like a review on this side. And then again, setting up goals. So all of the big goals and then inside small goals. So let me show you these dividers. But that's kind of how it worked. I do have a mock-up of what it looks like in one of my videos. So if you look for budget in my videos, it should show you what I did with this. So it worked much better for me. It's not as robust as the by paycheck plus. I don't like planning by paychecks because most of our bills are due between the 25th through the 3rd. So then the other 2 paychecks are kind of free fall, especially if you have something big. Like we just needed to change our HVAC and our AC, so that's pretty pricey, as you guys know. So that doesn't come out, that comes out of those sinking funds. We have a special saving. I don't necessarily do budget the same way. So this is my budget. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait. I missed it so much. I was so mad at myself for switching when it worked. I don't know why I did it. I think I watched too many videos where it convinced me. And then I have one more planner. So again, this is a deluxe, meaning gold discs. It's called Sage. And I think it is an 18 months, so we're going to be starting in January. It is a vertical layout. I think I want to set this up kind of like a house planner, like with cleaning schedules and maintenance schedules and car schedules and stuff like that. So it's not going to be used a whole lot, like maybe not on normal basis, but like I want to make sure that I have time to declutter and organize the house. Like every month a little section goes a long way. It will feel nice and fresh. Any house projects or purchases that we need to make or repairs will go in here, and then we'll go from there, because like I said, kind of ridiculous that this is how I need to do it. But I lived on my own for so many years that living with a partner, I really have a hard time delegating and sharing responsibilities. So I think I need to create this and almost do like a schedule for us for cleaning and sharing responsibilities and maintaining and so on. I mean, we're doing great, but I don't want to resent him one day that I'm doing way more than him, right? So I think this is a healthy way of creating a schedule for us and going from there. Anyway, that went dark super fast. I am very, very excited to start my 2023 planners. I am going to be doing a setup of all of these separately, like I said, so join me for that video. But to be honest, I am very stoked to be able to finish out my 2022 planners. Like I said, not much is changing. I'm adding one planner, switching meal plan, not out of my own accord, and changing the budget because that didn't work. But I already found something that worked previously, so I think I found my planner piece. I was pretty much at peace right now as well, but I think it will be great. So I can't wait to share all of this with you and see how it goes. Let me know what planners are you using for 2023, how many are you using, and just so you guys know, these will be set up the same way, where I only keep 1 month at a time out of each of these, so it doesn't even feel like you have a whole month, like a whole year planner with you, because if it's 8, that's 8 months, right, plus some extras, so that doesn't feel too bad. So I have 8 planners that I'm going to be using in 2023. That's not much different than what I'm doing right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed already, please do so. It really warms my heart if you guys like my content and follow and share and do all the warm fuzzy things. Anyway, thanks for joining, and I'll see you guys very soon for another video. Bye.